taking the dive is heat number 2 with lane 3 being Bruce Rollins, lane 4 Alan Bell, lane 5 Alan Bernard, lane 6 Lee Childs, lane 7 Richard Tompkins, and in lane 8 Leland Faust.
Cody, I don't know about you, but I'm pretty inspired by these guys here in heat 1. Every one of them is 80 to 85 years old, and they're doing 100 fly.
Yeah.
Great job.
They're way older than I am, and I can barely do a 25 fly.
I'm not even going to attempt that one.
I mean, I could do a 25 fly, but the official, every one of them would have their hand up.
Yeah. Great job.
So only the ones with jurisdiction.
Richard Abrams from Rocky Mountain with a time of 1:21.22. Nicely done.
Coming in first for heat number 2 with a time of 1:09.79. Out of lane 6 is going to be Lee Childs from the Sarasota Sharks.
In lane 3, heat 3, John Evers from Minnesota Masters. In 4, Cliff Stevens, Oregon Masters. Robert Kelso from Lone Star Masters in 5. Phil Dodson, Illinois Masters in 6. Greg Hayes from Los Angeles is in 7. And Tom Phipps from Oregon is in lane 8.
Diving in is heat number 4 with lane 1, Brad White, lane 2, Christopher Tyler, lane 3, Bill Izzato, lane 4, Kevin Kyle, lane 5, Scott Adams, lane 6, Russell Hubbard, lane 7, Keith Helbrich, lane 8, Doug Merring, and in lane 9, Kenny Nuzerin.
Lane 4, Cliff Stevens from Oregon Masters, winning heat number 3. This is heat 5 in the odd pool. In 2, Bill Sherman from Movie Masters. Dennis Fisher from New Albany Aquatics is in 3. David Van Dam from Longhorn Aquatics in 4. David Lindstedt, Los Angeles in 5. Guy Davis from Longmont, Colorado is in 6. Mark Collins in 7. Stephen Fuselier in 8. Dale Charette in 9. And Chuck Burr in 10.
We're looking for some timers for lanes 7 and 8 on the even side. If you guys could come on down and help us out while we watch heat number 6 swim.
Lane 6, Guy Davis with a time of 103.15.
With lane 6 being Noel Fisher, lane 2 Eric Johnson, lane 3 Paul Walker, lane 4 Richard Morris, lane 5 Steve Nichols, lane 6 Rick Van Dyke, lane 7 Andy Cook, lane 8 Michael Doyle, lane 9 Eduardo Gonzalez, and lane 10 Tim Blackwood. You know, I love KTM, but sometimes I wonder why she put 2 deaf people as the announcers. Let me turn my hearing aids up. Thank you.
Good. You too. Thanks, Bill. Sean Larson is in lane 1. Lawrence Lee in 2. Curtis Jenkins 3. In 4, David Wharton. In 5, Stephen Unruh. 6, Richard Patino. Marshall Campbell in 7. Rob Nasser in 8. Jeff Serpin in 9. And Norman Scourge in 10. And coming out first is Stephen Unruh with a time of 55.63.
We're getting to the fun parts. These are going to get really fast now. Lane 8 in the water on the far side. Lane 2, Juan Gary. Lane 3, George Qualley. Lane 4, Michael Buys. Lane 5, Keith Fryer. Lane 7, Jose Bazero. Lane 7, Stephen Devitt. And then lane 8, Kerry Stevert.
I think it was even. Yeah, 7 and 8 in the even. This is heat 9. Chris Courtney in lane 1 from Phoenix Swim Club. 2, Brandon Semiloff from Excel. 3, Cliff Blaze, New York Athletics. 4, Cliff Harbaugh from Club Tribe. Then 5, Andres Vasconcelos from Alamo Area Aquatics. 6, Matthew Langley. 7, Art Sanchez. 8, Benjamin Reed from O2 Performance. Michael Foote from Rio Grande. And Patrick Baker, lane 4 swimming, is out in lane 10.
Diving in on the far side is heat number 10 with lane 1, Tucker Morris. Lane 2, David Johnson. Lane 3, Aaron Shapley. Lane 4, Ron Orris. Lane 5, Casey Barrett. Lane 6, Steve West. Lane 7, Peter Moore. Lane 8, Timothy O'Neill. Lane 9, Russell McDowell. And in lane 10, George Pinel.
And winning heat 9 with a time of 59.11, lane 5, Andres Vasconcelos. Heat 11. Andrew Nann in 1. Corey Nichols in 2, Shane Stender in 3, Brendan Tully in 4. In 5 is Brent Moshlin. 6, Johnny Ivani. 7, Jonathan Armstrong. 8, Jonathan Matthews. In 9, Peter Bossler. And Jake Conka is in 10.
Coming in first for heat number 10 with a time of 53.19, representing North Carolina Masters, Timothy O'Neill. In the water on the far side is heat number 12. Lane 1, Chris McKee. Lane 2, David Bell. Lane 3, Scott Ayer. Lane 4, Adine Mitchell. Lane 5, Andrew Babcock. Lane 6, Adam Conway. Lane 7, Gabriel Costa. Lane 8, Daryl Stitch. Lane 9, Stephen Gold. And in lane 10, Luis De Leon.
And winning heat 11 was Johnny Ivani, time of 56.70. Heat 13, lane 1, Arthur Devenish. In 3, Kirk Havens. John Batchelder is in 4. Chris Bremer is in 5. Torrance Ford in 6. In 7 is Eric Williams. 8, Doug Carrington. And 9, Austin Fraser.
Taking first for heat number 12 with a time of 53.61. Swimming out of lane 5 from Wisconsin, Andrew Babcock. Diving in is heat number 14, lane 1, Anthony Dyers. Lane 2, Trent Shino. Lane 3, Lucas Pearson. Lane 4, Juan Valadicioso. Lane 5, James Fink. Lane 6, Daniel Lento. Lane 7, Kevin Doak. Lane 8, Calvin Selezdznik. Lane 9, Benjamin Travelsted. And in lane 10, Jeff Pierce.
With a time of 1 minute, 0.15, Eric Williams.
Currently on the far side, James Finnick trying to break the record, currently set at a 49.2. Let's see if he's able to finish it out here. Coming in first on the far side with a time of 51.33. Out of lane 6 from Palm Beach Masters, Daniel Lantano.
Heat 15 in the water, Jason Cohen in 1, Peter Wildberger in 2, Eric McPeters in 3. In 4 we have Kevin Schuster. In 6, Justin Reynolds. Kenny Chang is in 7. Aaron Olszewski is in 8. William Duong in 9. And Ross Hartley in 10.
Attention coaches, could I get a representative from Texas Longhorn Aquatics and Cedar Flame to the announcer's booth, please?
Kevin Schuster from Longmont, Colorado Masters with a time of 54.01.
Down on the far side is heat number 16 in lane 1, Drew Olson. Lane 3, Andrew Burnbridge. Lane 4, Nader Amir. Lane 4, Jeffrey Haver. Lane 5, Eric Ness. Lane 6, Trace Stoddard. And taking first for heat number 16 with a time of 53.81, Eric Ness from New Albany Aquatics. Also shout out to my coworker, Coach Andre. Good job, Coach.
In lane 1 for heat 17, Mikhail Stretlitz. In 2, Jeffrey Vivo. Eugene Godso is in 3. In 6 is Chandler West. Sean Reeves is in 7. Jason Wang in 8. Daniel Artiaga in 9, and Benjamin Van Roekel is in 10. Chandler West in lane 6 from Georgia Masters.
Heat 18 is in the water on the far side. In lane 2, Regalado Gomez. Lane 3, Timothy Wang. Lane 4, Stephen Koss. Lane 5, Cameron Green. Lane 6, Aaron Frederick. Lane 7, Oscar Castillo. And in lane 8, Timothy Lane.
Heat 19, we have John Rittenhouse from Agua Masters in 1. Eric Muller in lane 2, UC 38. Ryan Troy, Oregon in 3. In 4, Keeler Callahan, New Albany. In 5, Matthew Schwippert, Nickel City. 6 is Elliot Batchelder from Illinois. Bo Montgomery is in 7 from Jim Montgomery Masters. Brian Hughes, the Olympic Club, in 8. Yael Garnica, Centro Deportivo in 9. And Hector Alahan Palafox Lopez is in 10. Lane 5, Matthew Schwippert from Nickel City Splash.
Heat 20 in the water on the far side. Lane 1, Ethan Chase. Lane 2, Jack Perdido. Lane 3, Thomas Lichter. Lane 4, Eduardo Solchi. Lane 5, Lucas Barrero. Lane 6, Tom Phillips. Lane 7, Tom Kramer. Lane 7, Caleb Sandoval. Lane 9, Andrew Brewer. And in lane 10, Stephen Edgar.
We have 21 in the water. Luke Albets, Gulf Coast in 1. Greer Martin in 2. Grant Swinney in 3. Liam O'Mara in 4. Nathaniel Adams 5. Jack Nystrom in 6. Gregory Gasson in 7. Matthias Altman Kurosaki in 8. And Zachary Bray in 9.
Coming in first for heat number 20 with a time of 47.91 out of lane 7 in the New York Athletic Club, Tom Kramer.
Liam O'Mara in lane 4 with a time of 56.78.
Heat 22 in the water. In lane 1, Luke Kelman. Lane 2, Logan Wintermer. Lane 3, Cameron Hendricks. Lane 4, Ghislaine Martinez. Lane 5, Ethan Pham. Lane 6, Sheen Tomey. Lane 7, Andrew Lim. Lane 8, Ryan Kelmer. Lane 9, Scott Nimke. And in lane 10, Thomas Horwitz.
Heat 23, Taras Polikoff in 1, Avery Turney in 2, Everett Plosek in 3, Micah Murdoch in 4, William Salber in 5, and Chris Fletcher is in 6. Michael Lee is in 7, Carson Barnes 8, Braden Laufer in 9, and Sam Sock is in 10.
Taking the win for heat number 22 with a time of 53.96 from the Phoenix Swim Club is Cameron Hendricks. We're also in need of a relief timer for lane 9 on the odd end. If we could get a relief timer for lane 9 on the odd end, please.
Carson Barnes from New Albany Aquatics with a time of 52.78.
Heat 24 on the water. In lane 1, Zachary Julin. Lane 2, Jack Portman. Lane 3, Nicholas Tan. Lane 4, Sean Nee. Lane 5, Stephen Hush. Lane 6, Shane Forker. Lane 7, RJ Hemmingson. Lane 8, Nicholas Jernis. Lane 9, Murphy McQuett. Lane 10, Eric Livingston. Starting to sound like auctioneers over here. $50 in lane 1, $50 in lane 2. Go! 20 in lane 3, 20 in lane 3. Taking the win for heat number 24 with a time of 50.42 from the Olympic Club, Murphy McQuett.
Heat 25, Matthew Otto, New York Athletic Club in 1, Leonardo Laporte in lane 2 from UC05, Andy Song, Olympic Club in 3, Bryce Keblish, New York Athletic Club in 4, Zachary Fong in 5, Bryce Boston 6, Benjamin Kono in 7, Max Irwin 8, Peter Brooks in 9, and Sam Kettlewell Seitz is in 10.
Heat 26 dives into the water on the far side with Grant Combs in lane 1, lane 2, Nicholas Ashland, lane 3, Christopher Johnson, lane 4, Jack Toller, lane 5, Kevin Kennedy, lane 6, Alex Ong, lane 7, Jason Howard, lane 8, Daniel Whittiford, lane 9, Parker Humbly, and in lane 10, Reed Pezwiski.
Zachary Fong with a time of 48.28, winning heat 25. Heat 27, Kai Zeger in 1, Marco Zerunyan in 2, Danila Urzakov in 3, Caleb Rojas in 4, Joshua Fong in 5, Noah Schuerman in 6, Jonathan Affeld in 7, Eric Lau in 8, Nihar Vithanala in 9, and Michael Ryan in 10.
We're currently in need of a relief timer for lane 8 on the odd end. A relief timer to lane 8 on the odd end.
With a winning time of 48.40, Jonathan Affeld from the Olympic Club. That completes the men's 100-yard butterfly. Well done, gentlemen. That was 27 heats, Cody.
Time for a breath.
We have 15 heats of the